Hey everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to put together, I call it the quintessential Southern pie. It's a buttermilk pie. Back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, they didn't have a lot of ingredients in their kitchen, especially my family. They're from Appalachia. So they did have buttermilk. Usually they had eggs, butter, sugar, a little bit of flour. And this is just a simple pie that they pull together. It's not like shoe fly pie. It's a little bit different. Shoe fly pie is from Pennsylvania Dutch area. My grandma Jean that's my lineage is back through that. My dad's side of the family through her is from Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, and that area. But my mom's side is all Southern, Appalachian from the mountains of Kentucky and some in Tennessee. So I'm gonna show you how to put this together. It's very easy. I'm sure you already have the ingredients in your kitchen. You're just gonna start with a 1.5 cups of sugar, just plain white sugar, and 2 to 3 tablespoons. I'm using about 3 tablespoons of flour. Get this out of the way. And you just wanna bring that together first, get it all mixed in so the flour is mixed in the sugar. And I've already melted a cup, or actually one stick of butter, which is a 1/2 cup of butter, and I let it cool. So it's been about 10-15 minutes, and I've got my eggs out. I left them out so they'd be at room temperature. So once we get the sugar and flour brought together, we're just going to bring in the butter and 1 cup of full fat buttermilk. Okay. I'm going to just bring that together a little bit. And I've got, most recipes don't have lemon because they didn't have lemon juice back in the Appalachian Mountains very easily. So, but it's become more and more that people are putting lemon juice in the pie. So I usually use maybe 1.5 to 2 teaspoons full of lemon juice, just to give it a little bit more flavor. And then 3 eggs. Use a whole egg. Yellow is actually what gives it some of the color to the pie. And if you notice, I'm using a measuring bowl, Pyrex measuring, so it's easier to pour into the crust. Where's my towel? Oh. Get all that egg off of me. But like I said, this is just one of the easiest pies to bring together. It's one of my favorites. I mean, anything of my grandmother's, on either side, Grandma Jean, Grandma Cordy, my mama, my great grandma, any of their recipes, and Grandma Thompson, I gravitate towards those. I just like my old family recipes, and I always go back to them. So I've got that all mixed together. Make sure the sugar's all dissolved in. Then we're gonna put about 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm gonna use my homemade vanilla here. Put those little brown spots in there. And I cheated. I've got a pie crust, frozen pie crust. So I'm cheating today, but it'll work out great. So there's that all mixed together. And if you guys see me, any of my other pies, any pie that I do that's a wet mixture, a lot of wet, really wet, I put a little white carob syrup down in the bottom of the pie crust, maybe a tablespoon or 2. And then I just brush it over it. I've always found for me, it's always kept the pie crust from getting soggy and all that mixture going down in the crust. Makes it a little bit crispier crust. There we go. I mean, you don't have to do this. It's just my choice. Something I've always done. I don't even think my mom does this. I don't know where I learned this, but it works. Go around the sides. And I've got the oven already preheated at 350 degrees. So let me get this all, make sure it's mixed together. Gonna pour it in there. And I like to, I'm gonna get my nutmeg. I use fresh nutmeg. Those containers of nutmeg, they're sawdust. I don't trust them. There's my grater. I have a hand grater here somewhere. Okay, so I'm gonna get my grater and I'm just gonna grate fresh nutmeg, the whole seed right over the top a little bit. And this is totally optional too. You don't have to use a nutmeg on it. I just like the little bite of flavor from it. There we go. Nice and speckled. Fresh, the smell of it's wonderful. You're not going to get that when you look in a can or smell out of a can that's been sitting on the counter for weeks. Let me get a pie pan, or a cookie sheet, I should say. I like to do my pies on a cookie sheet. I'm gonna leave this on there so if it bubbles over a little bit, it's easier to clean. All right, I'm gonna put it in the oven at 350 and I'll be back when I take it out. I'll see you in a little bit. Tell you what, my kitchen smells heavenly. It's been about 55 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this. You wanna cook it 45 to 55 minutes. I'm not sure if I told you that when I put it in the oven. And after about 15 minutes, and I did this, go ahead and put some aluminum foil around the outside of the crust because it's gonna be in there a while, so you don't want it to burn. And you wanna take it out while the pie still has a little bit of jiggle in the middle, kind of like me. I got more than a little bit of jiggle. Oh, I hope my aluminum foil didn't cut into the pie. Get this out. Oh, good. Perfect. All right. So now, there's our beautiful pie. I'm going to put this on a cooling rack for at least an hour, and then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I prefer it chilled, and it just slices easier chilled. And actually, you know what I'm going to use? Just my way of taking the pie off here so I don't jiggle it too much or break it. There we go. And like I said, you can see there's just a little bit of jiggle in the middle. And we're going to let it, like I said, sit here for an hour. Then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour. I just like it better that way. You can literally freeze this pie. You can freeze it whole and then take it out, let it thaw, and perfectly ready to go. You can even cut it into slices and individually freeze each slice. So I just want to share with you my great-grandma, I think it's Thompson, her buttermilk pie recipe. It's just a simple pie that usually all my, all the people during the Depression and people lived in Appalachia that didn't have a lot. It's just a pie that they had the ingredients and they could make for their family when they didn't have apples and cherries and everything else to make it another kind of pie. So give this a try. It's delicious. You're gonna love it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'd love to hear if you guys have had buttermilk pie, shoe fly pie, different ways you've made yours. I put, of course, whiskey in mine, a couple tablespoons of whiskey. Gives it an extra little flavor. Some people have put coconut in it, some people with different flavorings in it, but the original traditional plain buttermilk pie is just delicious. So give it a try. Put some pictures on here afterwards of what it looks like after I've sliced it, so you guys get to see that too. Again, thank you for joining me in my kitchen. I appreciate it more than you understand. Please hit the like button, and if you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the bell. That way you'll know when I put up new recipes. I'll put this recipe down below in the comments section and also on my website, gregs-kitchen.com right there. And that way you can print it out, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. God bless.